Have you ever wanted to try shiny hunting in old Pokemon games? Or do you want to try full odds hunting but aren't sure of what to hunt specifically? If this sounds like you, don't worry, I was once in your shoes. I started my shiny hunting career doing horde encounters in X and Y.
I got it! Oh!
This was because the odds were changed in Gen 6 and later to be 1 in 4096. Pair that with the shiny charm, and every Pokemon you find has a 1 in 1365 chance of being shiny. Now, this was fun for me for a while, but eventually it just wasn't enough. Before Gen 6, the odds of finding a shiny Pokemon was 1 in 8192. For years, I was terrified of shiny hunting in older games because of this number. Luckily, there are a few great hunts in older games where you can encounter Pokemon very fast, and today, I'll be giving my top 4 hunts in Gens 3 and 4 for a beginner who wants to try full odds hunting for the first time. If you want a shiny hunt, you don't need a bunch of games, you just need a good plan and some willpower. I like to think of shiny hunting as a numbers game. When I start a new hunt, my goal is not to find the shiny as fast as possible, it's to get to 8192 as fast as possible, and I think these 4 hunts encompass that goal perfectly. Now, I do want to say that seeing 8,000 Pokemon doesn't guarantee you anything. The shiny can appear whenever it wants, and as we've seen, sometimes that takes a very long time. The first full-on shiny hunt I'd recommend to anyone comes from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Once you get to Celadon City, you can visit the Game Corner. The cool thing about the Game Corner is you can use coins to buy Pokemon, and just like in the wild, these Pokemon can be shiny. The one we'll be looking at today is Abra. If you have the max amount of coins, you can buy 55 Abra on Fire Red or 83 on Leaf Green, and this is because Abra is a little cheaper on Leaf Green. Alright, so once you get to this counter with the max amount of coins, you're going to save your game. I'm doing this on Leaf Green just because Abra is a little cheaper and we can buy more of it. So you're going to save your game here. Another super important thing I forgot to mention is you're going to want to make sure your text speed is set to fast, and you're also going to want to make sure you have a full party of Pokemon. That way all the Abra you buy will go straight to the PC box. And we're just going to start buying Abra from this guy right here. We're just going to be pressing the A button, and when he asks us for a nickname, press B. But basically just rinse and repeat, buy as many as you can. If you're on Leaf Green, you'll buy a total of 83, and if you're on Fire Red, you'll buy a total of 55. Once you run out of coins, we're going to leave this building and run up to the Pokemon Center up here. And now the cool thing about Fire Red and Leaf Green is that any shiny Pokemon in the box will have a turquoise outline instead of the usual purple one. So even though Abra doesn't have the best shiny, we'll still be able to spot it very easily. And we're going to open the first box, and you just go down the line here. You just press down on the D-pad and keep checking and look for that turquoise box. Don't look for the shiny. Look for the turquoise box. Also, don't forget to check boxes 2 and 3. If you don't get it on this reset, that's fine. Just hold A, B, start, and select. That does a soft reset. And if you saved your game in front of the guy on the counter, you'll start again right there and just rinse and repeat the whole process. Buy Abra again until you see that turquoise box. Also, this is just a side note, but I chose Abra because that's the cheapest option and you can buy the most of it. But you're more than welcome to try other Pokemon at the Game Corner. Just keep in mind, the more expensive they get, the less you'll see every reset, so the hunt will take longer. If you're familiar with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you'll know that you pick your starter from Professor Elm with this machine here in his lab. What you may not know is that when you view the 3 starters in the machine, if they're shiny, they will actually appear so on this screen. And this is a unique feature to Heart Gold and Soul Silver because to this day, no other Pokemon game has ever done this. And this is big because we're basically seeing 3 Pokemon per reset. For this one, we're going to do the same thing we did in the Game Corner. Save right in front of the machine and set our text speed to fast, and that'll give us the fastest soft reset time. So on this machine, we're going to go ahead and press the A button, and we're going to cycle through the 3 Pokemon and check if any of them are shiny. In this case, they are not, so we're going to go ahead and soft reset, and now for Gen 4, a soft reset is L, R, start, and select. So we'll press all 4 of those buttons at once, and we'll be returned to the title screen, and just rinse and repeat the process again. I also want to add here that when you're shiny hunting, you want to distract yourself with something like a YouTube video or a TV show, just anything to take your mind off the hunt, because if you don't, you're going to feel every encounter. But don't get too distracted or else we might accidentally soft reset over the shiny, which would be horrible. Keeping with the Heart Gold Soul Silver theme, we're going to talk about their Game Corner in Goldenrod City. Here, we can't buy coins, so we have to play this minigame called Voltorb Flip. You can then spend the coins you win from Voltorb Flip on Pokemon. And the Pokemon we can buy here are Abra, Dratini, and Ekans in Heart Gold, and Sandshrew in Soul Silver. The method here is to save up enough coins to buy 5 of whatever Pokemon you're trying to hunt. And the reason for this is because they won't go to the PC box like they do in Fire Red and Leaf Green. And since we can't walk around with 0 Pokemon in our party, we only can buy 5 at a time. The It can get a little pricey, and Voltorb Flip can get tricky, so I like to use this website that solves the puzzle for you. Shout out to Max, the creator of this website. Because of the way Voltorb Flip works, the website doesn't work 100% of the time, but it does give you the best odds for completing the puzzle, and I use this website every time I grind in the game corner. Alright, so here we are in front of this guy. This is the guy who sells the Pokemon, and the other guy sells the TMs. We're going to save the game right in front of this guy like we did with the other 2 hunts, also keeping our tech speed on fast. Alright, so here we go. We're going to buy 5 of the target Pokemon that we want. In this case, it's Abra. And since they don't go to the PC box, we're just going to check the summary of our Pokemon and see if we got any shinies. So we're going to go ahead and soft reset again by pressing L, R, start, and select. Cool thing to note here is once you get to Kanto in the post game, you can visit Celadon's game corner too, and they actually sell different Pokemon. They sell Mr. Mime, Eevee, and Porygon, but they're super expensive. So if you want to buy 5 of these guys at a time, you're going to be playing a lot of Voltorb Flip. But the coins transfer between regions, so if you save up in Goldenrod, you can buy in Celadon. The last hunt I'd recommend for today comes from Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Pretty early in the game, you have to go through Eterna Forest, and when you get there, you'll meet a woman named Cheryl who wants you to accompany her through the forest. The cool thing about this is anytime Cheryl is with you in the forest, any wild encounter will become a double battle. Anyway, this is great for us because we see 2 Pokemon at once, effectively doubling our speed. The only thing that sucks about this hunt is just kind of a poor Pokemon pool, but a shiny is a shiny nonetheless. Alright, so here we are with Cheryl in Eterna Forest. I'm going to get into a wild encounter. And we're just going to pretend like this Budew is shiny. So I'm going to go ahead and feint Cheryl's Chansey first. Now you do want to actually bring a Pokemon that's pretty powerful enough to feint this thing in at least 2 turns. That way she can't get more than 1 Egg Bomb off. Also, early game you can get Kricketot. And if we evolve it into Kricketune, it actually can learn False Swipe early. So we can weaken our target. Also, please bring enough Pokeballs for this, since it's a wild Pokemon. Unlike the other 3, where you just get it automatically, you actually have to catch this one. So please come prepared. You don't want to lose a shiny because you didn't bring enough Pokeballs. This is a little hack, but I'm recording this on my iPhone since my camera died. This video was a bit different than my usual ones. It's more of a tutorial than a shiny encounter, but if you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know. Also, if any of you try any of these hunts, let me know how it goes down below. I'm Shiny Hunter Red, and I'll see you guys again very soon.